created to have some fun together, sharing and singing. So, join and enjoy.
Our love for opera brings us together. Thanks for being with us in this trip.
10, the music that I would take to a desert island on this episode 9, I want to share with you also one of the loveliest duets ever written. But, before I share with you some details, let's start with music that I found while I was working on preparing this program for you. Um, On YouTube, you can find it under the title of Duet of Prilep and Milavsor with the voices of the little boy Erwin Flores and the little girl Sofia Shumakova, recorded on the 24th of December, year 2018. This is absolutely lovely. This is going to give you an idea of how adorable this music by one of the greatest Russian composers is. But no, enough with that. Why don't we listen to this lovely piece of music?
Ой, миленький дружок, любецкий пастушок, я здесь наскучен тонет, смотри, как похудал. Не буду больше скромен, я долго страсть скрывал. Не буду больше скромен, я долго страсть скрывал. Не буду скромен, я долго страсть скрывал. Давно тебя любя, соскучил без себя. А ты не уезжаешь, и весь себя скрываешь. Ах, зарабатываешь, ах, зарабатываешь. Не знаю, не знаю для чего, не знаю, не знаю, не знаю
So, you tell me that these two little boys, the boy and the girl, I don't know, they may be around 7, 8 years old, I think, as the most. So don't you tell me that these two little boys, this boy and this girl, are not adorable? And out of the many things, of the many activities that the professor, the teacher, could have had them do, she chose for them to work on this very, 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 very beautiful duet from one of the most monumental operas ever composed. This duet is part of the opera Pique Dame, which is, of course, the name in the original Russian of it. It is um, it is a little unfair that this very, very, very beautiful duet, as I was saying, it is in English known as the Queen of Spades of, or in French, La Pique Dame. Going back to the original name in Russian is Pique Dame, by Maestro Tchaikovsky. So it's unfortunate that not many people notice this beautiful piece of music, provided that it's huge, a monumental opera, and it is, if not right in the middle, close to the middle of it. And I am also so sad that there are not so many singers that when they have the opportunity of singing duets, they do not include it here. Of course, as many things that are written and that appears to be simple, nice, and easy aren't anything but simple and easy. Um, I wouldn't like to talk more about the opera itself, Pica Valladama, because in fact this duet, this scene, in fact, it's also known as the pastoral. You may be familiar with the fact that when we talk about a pastoral, it refers to this gender that tells stories of young innocent shepherds. So they are simple stories, no complication at all, with simple problems, if you allow me the expression, mean it's not tremendous drama. So this beautiful short scenes of the life of shepherds and peasants is what is usually is depicted in the pastorales. And so, why is there, if the Pico Valle Dama, as I was sharing with you earlier, this monumental opera by Maestro Tchaikovsky, how come that there is a pastoral in the middle of it? Well, for you who are familiar with Pica Valladama, then you know that it happens in the days of the Tsars. Of course, it has to be in those ages because Maestro Tchaikovsky lived to tell about the life on the Tsarism. He didn't have the opportunity of seeing. Of, he had already composed it by the time the Tsarism went or was finished in Russia, in the Russian Empire, by the way. Um, so he could only tell the story of what he knew, and what he knew was the life of the Shars, of which many of us don't know much. But if you have an idea of what happened at the court at Adriana Lecouvreur, then you have an idea of what type of story the aristocrats were depicted here now in Pica Valladama. And if you think of any other opera when there are aristocrats, then you know what is being told in here. And with that life so full of opulence, with those marvelous parties, celebrations that they had at their castles, one of them is this are these Paris or these representations so that the count, the baroness, or who, the prince or the king could be happy about it. So you know, it's the equation is pretty easy. We have the money, we have the political power, so why not having a, theatrical pastoral inside our party or celebration? That's the reason why, and that's why the content of the pastoral itself has nothing to do with the plot of the Pico Valladama. The representation of a pastoral inside of an opera, not related at all. And I have mentioned already a couple of times it is composed by the great Maestro Tchaikovsky, but I wanted to share something with you also. Of course, this being to this extraordinarily talented little boy and the girl, of course, they are not in the best performers vocally speaking. We are going to have another version to provide you with an example of how correctly developed voice of the adequate age sounds. But you will notice, and I would like you to pay attention to that. I thought that it was only my idea, but I made a little research on this, and I found that I am not the only one who thinks this way. There are several of us who think that this pastoral and, in fact, the composition of this duet are in a sort a way of Maestro Tchaikovsky to render his honors to Maestro Mozart. If I had not heard it in Russian, and if the first time I would have heard it, I would say, why does it remind me somehow of how Maestro Mozart composed? Thin, elegant lines of singing with not super huge changes either in mood, in volume, in drama, with a very discreet orchestration. Really reminded me of Mozart. So there are some of us who think that Maestro Tchaikovsky made it in a way to thank Maestro Mozart, to say, Great Maestro, thank you for your influence. Please let me render a small tribute to you with this pastorale. I'm going to be sharing with you the content of the lyrics, so they are not very important in the sense of what I shared with you. The pastorales are simple, short uh, pieces that are only there to tell a story itself that is simple, and as such, there is not drama to convey, to explain, but mainly to listen and to enjoy. So, the first part, and before I forget, I was sharing with you that it is a pastorale. The name of the characters are in Russian, of course. I really I have a copy of it in Italian, both in Russian and Italian. And Italian is horrible because the name of the main character is Prilpa. uh, Prilpa, yeah, it is Prilpa, and in Italian they say it is Carina. Carina, you go as in Cara, the diminutive Carina, and the guy in Italian is called Belamor, while in Russian the name is Milovzora. So it is Milovzora and Prilpa. So what a great difference between Prilpa and Milozora against Karine Belamor. I really don't like it when people, I have explained it before many times, that I really don't like it when people change the names of a given composition to another language and end up provoking a complete mess because Karina Belamor simply doesn't work. So the duet of, in English, it is called the duet of Prilepa and Milovzor. That's the way it is called. So why don't we listen to it? You already have the opportunity of listening to the very beautiful sound of the piano, but keep in your minds that we are going to listen something that, and if you agree with me, that reminds us of a composition of Maestro Mozart. It takes two voices, a soprano voice and a mezzo soprano. But now let's go for the lyrics. The lyrics go like Мой миленький дружок, любезный пастушок, о ком я воздеваю, естрат открыт желаю, ах, не пришел плясать. My dear, my much loved shepherd, the one I sigh for and I wish to reveal my passion to. Ah, I know that you didn't come to dance. And that's how the first phrase ends. So let's listen to that first phrase. Before I forget, this recording that I am sharing now of this, you can find on Duet on YouTube as Prilep and Milovsor Duet under the channel of Olga Chernysheva. That's the name. You can find it here. You will notice that, as I was just sharing with you earlier, the sound not only of the music but the sound of the voice reminds us so much of the style of composition of Maestro Mozart. But let's go back to the lyrics. So we have said, my dear, my lovely chef, or the one that I sigh for, the one that I want to reveal my passion for. Ah, he didn't come to dance. Jest niskutchen Tomien смотри, как похудал. Не буду больше скромен, я долго скрывал. Не буду больше скромен, я долго скрывал. Не буду скромен, я долго скрывал. I'm here, answers the shepherd. I'm here, but I'm bored and I'm tired. Look how thin I've become. I will no longer be modest. I have hidden my passion for so long. I will not be longer be modest. I will no longer keep it to myself because I have hidden my passion for so long. No, no longer will I hide this passion for so long. So, um, we have just heard Prilpa very discreetly say that she's in love for Milovzora, and Milovzora has responded that he is also in love with her. This hmm, small dialogue continues, and so uh, Prialpa responds, my dear, my lovely shepherd, how much I miss you, how much I suffer for you. I cannot tell, but I cannot tell. I don't know why. The two voices will mix very soon because the shepherd. Remember that we have Milov Zora. Milov Zora, he's going to answer in the mixing of voices. I have also loved you for a long time. I miss you without you. But you don't know that here you hide yourself from my gaze, from my gaze. Why are you hiding from my sight? I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know why. But this lovely way that Maestro Tchaikovsky finds for this final phrase, не могу сказать, не знаю чего, не знаю для чего. It's so, so lovely that let's listen to this part. And before we listen to the complete uninterrupted version of it, I wanted to point out two more things. You may have noticed that the end of it is like in many Mozart compositions as well. No high notes, no super high volume, but a discreet and lovely wrap up, which leads us back to the idea of this way of rendering uh, honor to Maestro Mozart by Maestro Tchaikovsky in one way. The other, something that we have shared, Katia and I, with you in some other previous episodes, in regards on how difficult it is for two artists to match their voices together. Singer A could be great, singer B could be great, singer A's voice could be very good, singer B's voice could be very good. So, great artists, great voices. But unless they want to make their voices match, if they don't happen to make it match, you will never get everything out of this lovely, lovely piece of music. This is another one that I could listen 100 times and never be bored about the perfection, uh, the perfect position, sound, and value of each of the notes. No ambition in volume, no ambition in ornaments, no ambition on anything. Just a very beautiful flow of music. Nie znаю, nie znаю. And finally, final comment. You noticed that the role of the shepherd Milobzora is in the voice of mezzo, which again brings us back to this habit of those earlier, much earlier days in the opera of the role travestito, voices that were, since they were supposed to be for a male that is so young that it still sounds female, there are roles travestito, several operas. This would be the case that Maestro Tchaikovsky chose, and that is why we are listening to a mezzo singing the voice of a man, the shepherd. Um, I don't know what else to add except that I really, really adore this duet. It's not been long since I noticed it. It's not been more than 4 or 5 years maximum. But I remember that I was attending a presentation, and from the very first notes, I said, I love it. And yes, I love it, and it is now one of the pieces of music that I could take to a desert island. To wrap up, we are listening to a third version. In this case, the video was uploaded in the channel of Yulia Frolova. The role of, as it is written here, the role of Prilepa, Katerina Agafonova, the role of Milovzor, Julia Frolova, Slagotor in the voice of Denis Lavrentiev, and in the piano, Monika Broshka. So this is going to be the complete scene, so it is going to be a little longer, and I can tell you this is worth every second of it.
You can follow our channel for the latest updates and more content. Opera We Love Singing, in just one word. Link in the description of the episode.